What's up, everybody? Clay Funk here. Hope all is well. I think today we're going to have a special guest with us, Chloe. She's going to probably, ain't that right? Probably join us today. So, just FYI. What I wanted to do today is show you guys a troubleshoot that it's frustrating because you get in the trenches, you watch videos, you do your research, and when you apply those techniques, it doesn't work right for you, right? I'm the type, after a while, I always like to try to get in there and figure things out myself anyway, first, and then, reach out if I can't. Anyway, long story short, sometimes you just have to kind of get in the trenches, bury yourself in it, twist some knobs and figure it out yourself, right? So I hope that what I'm about to show you will help you if you are in the same journey with me. Now, before I get started, first I want to say recently I noticed that my software had a different name. Some of you probably experiencing the same thing as well. So, long story short, Fender has bought Presonus. And so when I was logging into UC Surface, Universal Control, Fender popped up. And I'm like, what's going on? And, I had a firmware update. So anyway, long story short, I did an update and everything like that. But as I continue to use the Presonus equipment, a lot of things that seem to be explained in a simplistic form sometimes doesn't transition even in the real application, OBS. Now, there's videos out there of multiple people explaining how to take your mixing and apply it to OBS, right? Now, you could tell there's a little frustration in there, right? Because I promise you, I have tried nearly, I ain't gonna say all of them, but 90%. I have took their advice, applied it, and I promise you, it never panned out right. Here's my way of doing it, and I hope that it will help somebody out there and alleviate some of the frustrations that I have experienced because, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an audio engineer. That's what I do, right? But in my growth, and some of you who've been with me, y'all know this is a journey. So I'm going to give my nuggets, and hopefully the way I'm going about it will make it plain and simple to somebody else out. In some of the videos out there, it does show and it does route you in the proper direction, right? But then there's the pre-fader before you process anything, right? It's just a raw sound, right? That's what was going to my OBS. Now, prior to that, I had a situation where I couldn't even get the panning in a stereo mix left and right, couldn't even get it to sync properly. So if I'm sitting down and I'm playing in front of you guys and my hi-hat is over here, I don't want it sounding over here, right? So you would think that if you route channel 1 and 2, right? And by default, it goes to OBS, right? You would think it should come out the same way that you're hearing it, right? For me, it didn't. So also channel 1 and 2, I had or have equipment on those channels. So you can use what they have on there is the USB option, right? Where you got these virtual channels that you can use. And what I ended up doing was I'm using 39 and 40 to route to OBS. I'm also using mixer. You have aux on the side on USB mixer. I mean on the Presonus mixer. I'm taking the last one and I created a aux just for OBS, right? So I'm taking channel 15 to 16 on the left side and dedicating that to 39 and 40. So, and I'm also using the matrix. Now, the matrix is just sending a stereo out. What I have found out in my journey is that it won't work from there. There's one other step that's missing that is not being explained. So, for you guys that know about the what they call it, the RCOs or whatever, where you go in and you put the little box diagonal onto each channel so that the channels can route to each other, RCO. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So what I have done in the virtual USB, you have to take those channels and put those channels under 15 and 16 in the RCO or what they call the input output area, whatever. But I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna walk you through it. That's for me the only way that I have got the host audio to sync to OBS. Now, I don't know if that's a secret or somebody just don't explain that, but I watched many videos and all of the videos just give you the first step. You know, channel route your 2 channels to OBS and then OBS will hear it. For me, it don't work that way. So let's see here. I don't have, let me see if I can do, yeah, here. All right, so here we go. So like I said, channel 1 and channel 2 is naturally default to uh, OBS. But I changed mine to 39 and 40. On this mixer, if you go to the USB sends, right, you get this. This is what I was telling you guys. You got 64 channels to deal with here, right? 64 of USB channels. That's sending all of your audio, right? Virtually. Now, for me, like I told you, I got instruments on here, so I can't use 1 and 2 for me. Now, on your mixer, you have, let me show you, you have this right here. These are your 16 aux, meaning, or to some, if you got 16 in-ear mixes, that's what you can have, right? Now, you can link these 2 channels to any 2 channels together. Well, the first 2 channels like this, side by side, you can link those together. So 15 to 16, I had linked together. So I took this one, oh, I'm sorry, like that. Now it's linked, right? You can name it. So name it OBS. So we just walk through so you can see what's going on. Now, we want to hear the after you applied all of your effects, you want to hear that mix, right? So that's your post mix. So we're going to select that. Now, like I said, I want to send just a separate mix out to OBS. So I'm going to use what they call matrix. So I'm going to click on matrix, right? Which is this. I'm going to put that in Unity 0, right? Again, make sure that's in post, right? So now we got OBS channel set up. We in Unity, right? So now let's get back to the USB so we can show you how I route things. Now, also you could take this OBS and apply a separate effects right here, which I, put a little compression, change a little bit of the EQ or whatever. I always put a limiter on it, not just to catch anything that peaks, but I don't like squash it or anything like that. But anyway, so let's get back to the USB. So you just go back up here, go into here, we here, right? This top row right here, I want to go to my auxes, right? Remember, 15 and 16 is our OBS, right? So currently my drums are on, my kick drums start on channel 4 and I go all the way down to 11. All right. So this is all I have. This is all I do is go over 15 and 16, put kick on 15. I put the snare on 16. And all I do is just go back and forth like this. Now, all of my acoustic drums are now currently routed into mix 15 and 16. That's all I had to do. Now, as we mentioned before, I was having issues with hearing the audio match the video. It was opposite, right? My hi-hat was on the left when I wanted it on the right and blah, 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 right? So let's just say the stage is in front of me, okay? And my hi-hat appears on the right. So all I do is I take and just switch this box. So I put the hi-hat over here, right? My ride cymbal I put over here because it's going to be on the left because we facing the stage, if that makes sense. My first tom is on the left, so I'm putting it on the right here. And my floor tom is on the left, right? First crash, second crash, right? So now my audio is matching the output or the visual so that you can hear in its proper visual, right? So I'm hoping that I'm making sense to you guys, right? Like I said, I'm new to a lot of this, but in my frustrations and reaching out, people or some have given me the fundamentals, right? But didn't give me that next step. And so I want to give you guys that next step. And is the next step. Do me a favor as always. If this video or any of my videos tend to help you out, please do me a favor. Support this channel by just subscribe to the channel. It's free. It's not, I'm just giving out knowledge as best I can. I'm trying to help somebody. So it's not about me, and all that stuff. So if y'all been on this channel, we're fam. So we try, to learn together. I'm trying to give away some information so that I can gain some more information, if that makes sense. So, all right. But yeah, I hope that solves a lot of the issues out there. That's how you get this Presonus mixer to to work for you. All right? Y'all be safe out there.